Hey, so what's up guys, it's Pohdoh here, and I'm sorry I don't have a live commentary on this. I just completely forgot to do it. I was kind of busy at the time. I didn't really have my computer next to me, just had my iPhone pretty much. And this is gonna be a guild war or a war between Notorious and Genesis. And I came late. I just came late because I was in tutoring, trying to figure out this bad shit over here. But when I came back, I just went straight to the war, and I was not disappointed. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of fun. And I tip my hat to Genesis. They're one of the few guilds I can actually truly respect. There's other guilds such as Levels. What are the other ones? Levels, Predator, which I have my doubts about. Especially Levels. Predator. They had some issues with not kicking boosters or not kicking hackers or not kicking someone. I don't know, but anyways, that's not the point. So anyways, good fight Genesis. We did win at the end eventually. They had the upper hand at the beginning. I wasn't there. This is just what I've been told. So I'm not saying it is true, but as you can see, I'm just a mage and I'm just blasting away. And if you just want to see the gameplay, you can mute it right now. Mute it right now because I'm just gonna be talking about guilds pretty much. So I'm part of Notorious right now, and I'm clearly fighting for them as well. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell since I'm attacking pretty much everyone at the beginning. At the beginning, I really didn't care. Like I was just like, I'm gonna no matter who I face, no matter who I target, it's gonna damage everyone in the group. So what's the point? Like I might as well just save myself some time and just attack everyone because I think pretty sure we have more healers, so we can take. I mean, they can take a few of my shockwaves, and I'm using a frostback as well. There's the pesky archer in the back that's constantly stunning everyone, and you're gonna see later on this gets really really annoying. But I tip my hat to Genesis. They're overall a pretty good guild, relatively speaking. Yeah, they have very few issues, with boosters, hackers, glitchers, etc. Obviously every single clan has their weaknesses. I'm not gonna claim that Notorious has never hacked in their entire history of being a guild. I have only joined Notorious recently, but for the most part, Notorious, Xenocide, Genesis, all those other guilds, all those other great guilds out there, they are pretty good. And as of now, Notorious is the best PvP guild. This is not an opinion. I don't really know how you can refute this. You may hate Notorious, but you can't really deny that we mobilize for wars like no one else. But it's just because of the sheer number of people we have, the sheer enthusiasm we have for war, and the fact that we're all PvP orientated. I don't think not one of us are actually dungeon orientated for the most part, because honestly I find PvP way more fun. But yeah, at this point, I'm convinced the Notorious really cannot lose a long out duration war. Maybe they can lose like a short battle between like six Notorious and six whatever clan. Maybe they can lose to that. But over a period of time, if it lasts for a pretty long time, like you gotta keep in mind that every 5 minutes that you play that you do a war against Notorious, one more person comes in or two more people come in. At one point, the opposing members of the clan it's gonna slowly leave, but then our numbers constantly grow until we pretty much overwhelm them, and that's just because we post in the glass board, and then people stop studying, people wake up from their nap and just to log on to the war, and for the most part, it's good. I mean, I really like that's what a guild should be about, and those of you who are complaining about it, I don't know what you're complaining about, since that's the whole premise of a guild. Aren't supposed to come in for your teammates. And here I joined the main team, so I don't end up pretty much killing everyone on my team. I trust that they can heal through it, but still it's pretty nice since I can actually not target people doing the people who actually want to kill. For the most part, there's still some notorious players who are not actually glitched, so it's kind of annoying. There's some really annoying archer in the back, constantly stunning everyone. So I'm probably gonna skip fast forward this part. But anyways, actually now it's gonna be out of sync, so I don't even know what I'm gonna be talking about. So yeah, Notorious, they're a fine guild. I mean, like some people really hate them, but I mean, what wide, decent guild is not going around being hated? And they've been notorious for ganking people and stuff. I'm not gonna deny all this stuff. We gank, we kill a lot of people in the PvP zone in the past. Not so much now because there is new rules on people who we can exactly kill, which I do find kind of annoying. But what can I say? It makes it our reputation is kind of on the line, and I probably even shouldn't even be talking about this. I wonder if anyone might get angry that I talk about these little guild things, but I gotta talk about something. So yeah, they already talked about Genesis. I'm not too sure, They're a good guild. You know, I haven't heard any big issues with them. We had them on our kill on side list, but not just but just because they're like the only other guild that have the balls to actually go into the PvP zone. Like I mean, there I don't see any other guild as of now who often go into the PvP zone. You know, you see Layla going around, and you see Evander chasing after her, and constantly killing her, and then you see other Genesis. That's the only example that could come up to my mind. But for the most part, they're the guild. Overall I see the most in the PvP zone, and I do really respect that because a lot of the other guilds, they farm for like 20 hours for a full PvP gear, and they just hang on in Green Mount, which makes absolutely no sense. Or the other worst type of guilds, or the guilds are also really annoying, is that they gloat when we're losing, and then they whine and they bitch whenever we're winning. So it just kind of doesn't make any sense. Not saying that we don't trash talk other players or other guilds in general, but that's honestly speaking, is not to sugarcoat or anything. That's just mainly just to get them to fight, since one of their main fears right now, like one of my biggest fears in wars, is not even losing. Like I don't really even care if we lose. Like that just means more of a challenge, since I'm not used to losing a war, since Notorious rarely ever loses, or never in my memory lost a war in recent times, just because of our sheer number and our sheer organization in these wars. But my main fear about inside wars is that it'll end too quickly, because so many times, oh my goodness, there's been so many times where we get into a decent size battle between us, five Notorious and five whatever guild, and then what do the other guilds do? They run away. They all run away, and then we ask them to for a war, and they run away anyways. And it seems that the only way we can actually get any kind of fight from them is that if we can taunt them pretty much. And it may sound kind of weird. Somebody may be calling bullshit on this, but that's just my opinion, and that's the only reason why I tolerate it, because it actually does work sometimes. And I can imagine this war probably came because someone killed each other. We do a Genesis on our kill on side list for those of you who are really who have no idea what's going on. There's a random predator out here, and there's some other random people just watching. And that's also like, I find really annoying. People who just watch, who can clearly participate in the war, if they just watch. And I'm trying to kill Ryzen. Ryzen killed me so many times in the PvP zone. Jesus Christ, it's so annoying. But well, I can respect that, since he does have a sickle, and he did farm all of his gear, just like me. So I can't really hate on him too much on that. At times I'm impressed by the amount of times he actually killed me, because I'm not saying that I'm an invincible mage, but I'm not particularly the easiest person to kill. I have Frostback right now, and I do have a lot. I do have my pots always ready, because it is PvP zone, and there are no rules in PvP zone. Besides no glitching, no hacking, all that stuff. I absolutely hate glitchers, and I think I actually attacked someone else here. I'm not sure. Well, anyways, that's pretty much that. I don't really know what more to say at this point. By this time, you can see the war just brewing down. There's less and less people to kill. You're starting to see less Genesis tags and more Notorious tagged over the place. I really wish I came earlier. I want to actually, it may sound really weird, but I want to actually, be in a losing position. I actually want to have some kind of challenge, and it may sound kind of weird. Some of you, who cannot stand to lose, which I find really strange. Since how can you feel good about winning a war when you never lost one? And that's why wars. I don't fight wars. Fight PvP wars so I can win. I just fight it so I can have fun, and so I can actually kill something. Because I am by heart a Modern Combat player. I have played Modern Combat way longer than Order&Chaos. I played it 2 years before Order&Chaos even came out. And then the main reason I got into Notorious is because of a Modern Combat 2 buddy or buddies, or I don't know. But anyways, yeah, they're probably gonna be laughing at this. But let's see, there's not that much more to talk about. Let's see, a pretty decent amount of people came. I would say about about past 20, which is quite a lot for a war. But I'm not sure. And this Archer GX. I have to give him a shout out. I have to just give Archer a shout out. Oh, GX Root. And that's pretty much it. That's all the archers I know that aren't other ass. But anyways, the fight's kind of settling down. I guess I could, kind of stop here, but it's gonna be really awkward because there's no audio. So, anyways, there's not that much more to show. The action is growing larger from here. We just slowly overwhelm them, and more of them either leave or they log out. And that is kind of unfortunate, because I really do enjoy a very long drawn out war with constant action. There's a lot of archers here, and this is the part where I realize how deadly archers can be. Like they just constantly spam explosive shot, and not even healers can eventually heal through that. Given the amount of time. But they're also attacking both sides, so it's kind of weird. But anyways, I do use free will to actually no, it's out of sync here, so don't listen to what I'm saying regarding the gameplay. But anyways, Pohdoh, rate, comment, subscribe, and then hopefully enjoy this video. I'm sorry if it's not as long as some of you guys hoped it to be, but as I said before, it doesn't get any more action packed than this. In fact, it just slowly goes down in terms of action. So yeah, there's not much more to say. We pretty much just mop up a few more people, and once again, good game or good war, whatever you want to call it. The Genesis, they're a good guild. I do have my respect for them. I don't know much about guilds and their past, but I just know how they are right now, how they currently are, is based on how they operate in Glassboard, based on how the players are. And for the most part, Genesis is, in terms of respect and in terms of play, in terms of their players, I don't see any particular oddballs out there. There's always maybe like one or two trash talkers. There's always them in guilds. There's usually always one butthurt person in every single guild, every single clan, every single group of people I've ever been with. But it's just kind of natural, so I can't really hate on them for that. But for the most part, the general, douchebag to the decent player ratio, is pretty good actually. So, anyways, rate, comment, subscribe, guys. Pohdoh once again. Tip my hats to both sides of the guild. Both sides of the war and all that good stuff. And there was some arena people here, however, there were not that many. They just came here for a little bit of fun, and just like a few predator people came here just for a little bit of fun. So you comment below if you're actually in this, and I'm gonna be posting on the Glassboard as well. So if you actually bothered to listen to my voice all this way, then good job. I guess I don't really know what else to give you. So Pohdoh, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.